I think, first of all, it's not really complicated. I think that it lacks information, but that's changing a lot now. Most information is available in English and people can look it up themselves. So the process when you invest in Indonesia is to obviously identify what business you want to be in this case, real estate. We talk a lot about roadmaps, so it's important to think why you're doing the investment. Is it residential? Is it an investment? Is it a combination? Because that will also impact the ownership structure a bit. So basically that's where it starts. You then either set up a company or you use your own name if it's a residential title. And the whole process, depending a little bit on what it is, will take 30 to 60 days to set up. Yeah. I think to think through what the investment is for, because as I mentioned before, that impacts the ownership structure, and to have very good due diligence, because there are still areas that might not have the zoning set up properly. So I think a proper, good, strong due diligence, and make sure you also work with respected and reputable agencies or developers. Yeah, I think I answered that. It isn't as complicated that it looks like it is. I think that deliberately information has been held back so that certain agencies and people can charge rather excessive fees to provide services. Every province will have some unique characters to it, depending on people and some local regulations. But other than that, it's very, very straightforward. It depends a little bit that when you separate off a title and you get a new title issued under a new company, then definitely the period of that HDB can start from scratch again. So you can start with 80 years. As I answered before, the 30, 20, 30 years is a mechanism that was built in when Indonesia was still a socialistic country, but you do have those 80 years as an absolute right to use that. So I don't see any. You can again use another PTPMA to buy back and forth and so on too. But yeah. I think that you can go two ways with that. Some people own a PTPMA together, so that might be an entire complex, let's say 8 or 10 villas, and then your specific property will reflect the percentage of the shares that you own. And you might have some kind of right in that to cipher it off to your own company at some stage, or you do that from day one. You put it into your own company, and then obviously the PTPMA that you own the shares in owns the title and the property is in and all. First of all, I think that the use of the term lease is not correct, because it isn't a lease. HDB, or hak pak as it is in Indonesian, is what we call a primary ownership structure. Lease is what we call hak sewa, so those are two different things. It does have a term which is related back to when Indonesia passed the agrarian law, which was in the 50s and 60s, when Indonesia was strongly socialistically motivated. For expats today, the title is granted for 80 years, but you still have these checkpoints of 30 years and 50 years for renewal of the certificate. After 80 years, I do think that it'll continue and that the government will grant you a new period or just restart the whole process. The challenge is that it hasn't really been tested yet. But when you look at HDB and hak paket title, there's thousands and thousands of Indonesians who also owns these titles. And if you tell them that they're not owning the land or the property they're on, I think you'd see a riot. So that sort of defines that this is clear land ownership. And you can, if you are concerned about 78, 79 years from now, you can buy and sell technically to yourself with an Indonesian or another company involved, and then start the whole process over again. Yeah, I think I moved to Bali 2004, and my business in Jakarta was a bit different. So the choice when I moved to Bali was either real estate or tourism. Almost by accident ended up in real estate. I was involved with a big real estate company prior to SevenStones, but 2016 we wanted to change, be a bit different, get more into other activities, general consultancy, legals and so on. So 2016 we set up SevenStones with a couple of other partners to try to reflect the changes in Balinese and beyond market. Yeah. I moved here in 1993, but I came here first time I think was 1970 when I was a little boy. So it's been a while here now. I think it's first of all it's wrong to compare Bali to Lombok or Lombok to Flores and so on. I think that all of these new tourist destinations or like Lombok has been around for a while, all has its own unique attraction. Definitely Lombok is in terms of potential capital gain and growth, better investment today because it's just starting to take off. In terms of regulation, Indonesia is a centralized, government and legal structure that filters down into the province. So there is really no serious differences between any area regions. Sometimes you'll have what in Indonesia is referred to as cultural law or adat law that will impact a little bit on how you engage with the local communities. It might impact a little bit on build permits and so on. But in general, it's more or less the same. I think what attracted us to Invest Island was the profiling. I think you do a very good profiling and the eager to actually qualify with Indonesian investment regulation. I think is for us a big thing. As you know, the investment in Bali seemed to still feed on a lot of loopholes, a lot of unethical ways of setting up businesses. So I think the profiling and the drive, which is ongoing to qualify with Indonesian regulations, provide proper products, proper legal products and structure to your clients. I think what surprised me, if anything, is the exceptional growth. You seem to have come a long way through the startup. And I think that the variety of product is another very unique selling point, that you can cater to people who wants to have a residential, villa in Lombok, people that want to invest into resorts or just simply do some land banking. So I think that's quite unique. You have a very wide variety of products. And again, what I said before, that the structures is thought through so that an investor will be in safe hands, well taken care of.